Hey guys, this is Gabe for Zach and Gabe Reviews, and today I will be reviewing the Bose Quiet Comfort 2 over-ear headphones. So I'm going to add a little structure to this. Normally I just kind of play it by ear, but we'll start off with the price. Now, when these originally sold, these have been replaced by the Quiet Comfort 15s. They sold for around $250. But now you'll find them for more like 400, 450, somewhere between there. I find that personally ridiculous, but that's what Bose wants, I guess. Um, they are closed back around your headphones, so they are isolating, and so whatever you're used to coming with a closed back headphone is what will come here. Now I will say they've got these little vents, so a little bit more sound would come out of these than a normal closed back, but it's not significant. What's in the box? Now I got these from my dump along with all my other headphones, so I don't have the box. But what does come in the box is an extender cable or a mini female to mini male, so longer headphone cable if you want it. It comes with a 1/4-inch adapter, so if you want to use it for a mixer, in fact, it's one of these. It comes with an airline adapter, as these are headphones that are used for the airline, so to block out jet noises and such. It comes with a carrying case, which is like a sort of like a softish, hardish type deal. It's not like a carrying bag, but it's not like a hard shell case either. The cable, which I have right here, and the headphones themselves. But let's get started with the cable. It is a mini to mini, and it's just a very thin cable, which I find very nice. I think it might rip. It gets caught on stuff kind of easily, but just punch it up in your pocket and you're set to go. There is some cable noise. It's not very noticeable, but it's there. But when you're cranking up your volume, you won't really hear it. They did a pretty good job with that. Not perfect. I've heard a lot better noise canceling, or excuse me, cables in the past. The cable sounds fine, but I've heard near perfect cables before that have absolutely no noise. Now what's very cool about this cable, and which is why I assume I paid $15 for it, is that it's got this little amp-like thing on the end, and it's got two settings. It's got high and low. And high, I believe, drains a little bit more of the battery, which is normally a 32-hour lifespan. And it essentially is a little amp, and it makes everything a little louder and sounds a little bit better. I usually keep it on low just to conserve the battery, because these headphones sound fantastic without it. Next up are the cans, or the cups, or whatever you're going to call them. The padding on the cans are amazing. It's like this plush leather, similar to my Sony MDR XB500s, but a lot less thick, so it looks a lot nicer, and it's just generally very comfortable. They aren't that big. The cups aren't anyways, and they look pretty normal when you're walking around. It doesn't look like you're trying to be Mr. DJ or anything. It just looks like you want to use around your headphones. So it looks pretty average, not huge cups, which is really nice. I really like it. General comfort is amazing. These headphones are, everything that is comforting you is leather and like a plush material, so the headband has leather and some plush padding in there, and everything's really soft and comforting. Now these headphones clamp a lot, like if I were to bring one to the side, they just end up like this, but the padding makes up for it a lot, and it just ends up isolating so much more. It's really nice. The build quality is pretty good. Nothing to get too excited about. It is all plastic. It's very good plastic, but I'm sure one of these days something's just going to snap on it, and I'm going to be very sad. So not the best. I was a little disappointed when I picked them up, and I was like, oh, really? But it's okay. They still feel very durable, and they're going to last me for a while. In fact, my my mom's boyfriend has had these same headphones for quite a while now. I think something like between 5 and 10 years. So he's had them for a very long time, and they've held up for him just fine. Now the sound quality is pretty much some of the best sound quality I've ever heard, and I'm not just being a Bose fanboy when I say that. It just, super transparent highs and mids, and just, the bass isn't too upfront, which I love. It's there and it's powerful, but it's not the most powerful thing in the music. I think the mids are really pronounced in it, which I absolutely love. It just generally sounds really good and provides a very flat tone that you can really listen to anything aside from electronica, dubstep, that type of thing, which is why I like to have another much cheaper pair of headphones to listen to that type of thing with. So pretty much great for any instrumental music, but anything electronic is probably gonna not sound too great, as the bass is not as refined as on some other headphones. The isolation's pretty good. In fact, we did a little isolation test, and on the low setting on the cable, at 50%, pretty much couldn't hear it. In fact, couldn't hear it at all. In fact, if I took it off my head, I couldn't even hear the music from like an inch away from my ear. So that was great. That'll be fine, and you'll be able to hear your music. 75% at low was also fine. Maybe starting to hear it a tiny little bit, but not enough to even be like, oh, that's that guy's headphones. At 100% on low, it was noticeable if you're listening for it, but otherwise you probably wouldn't really notice. You might hear it in the background, but again, we're in a completely silent room when we did this, so it was very easy to hear. On the high setting, 50%, perfect, couldn't hear it. At 75, it was very, very small, probably similar to the 100% on low. And at 100% on high, it was very noticeable, and it was obvious that it was you, and it was exactly what you'd expect it to be. Again, the vents on the cups probably add to that a little bit. Now the noise cancellation feature, the active noise cancellation feature, as these do take a AAA battery right here, is great. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as their new Quiet Comfort 15s or Quiet Comfort 3s, because these came out quite a long time ago. But that being said, they still sound they still cancel out an incredible amount of noise. When I'm on the bus on the way to school every morning, at low at 75, I can't even hear the bus noises. It's nice. It's definitely better than passive cancellation by far, but it also isn't that much better. Part of what you're paying for in these headphones is the technology, and I don't know if it's worth the extra $100 that you'd be paying just for that. Now for suggested use, these headphones are really good across the board. I'd say not for DJing, but for recording, I found these headphones have been brilliant for just casual listening at home, and for bringing out. They've held up really nicely. I've heard a lot of horror stories about them snapping and don't bring them out, but I haven't seen any of those problems yet. Again, I'm sure I will at some point, but what's the point of having headphones if you're just going to leave them at home? Is it worth the price? Not the $400, and not even the original $250 that you're gonna pay, that you would have paid for them. I think these are definitely in the $120, $150 range at this point in time. I'm sure when they came out, it was a much bigger deal. The technology was pretty much brand new, and it was probably worth around more like $250 now. But now that Bose has increased and improved that technology, I think that it's a little ridiculous that you'd be paying more for pretty much the same headphones as the Quiet Comfort 15s, but with much worse technology. That being said, I still love these headphones, and if you can find them on eBay or wherever for a solid $150, I think that would be a great buy, and I think they'll last you for a very long time. This is Gabe for Zach and Gabe Reviews, and I hope you enjoyed this review.